Hello, beautiful, amazing world. Today's topic will be becoming the stagnation and status quo's worst nightmare. For everyone that wants to sit still, stagnated, and not in movement and change, like we are supposed to be. It requires to stand steady in your eye, in your center. No matter what others feel about you, no matter what they think about you, how they watch you, how they look at you, and what their opinions are, you feel every single one of them, but don't let it deter you. When your inner strength to do this work is stronger than their spite for it, it is leveraged. This has to do with what is truly right. Morals and ethics is not something subjective and arbitrary. It truly is something that is cosmic. We have it inside us as human beings. By actually wanting to see the change you want to have in the world, you become that change. You become that movement. Yes, we have a physical form that is alike each other from day to day, but your inner perception, the way you see things, changes from moment to moment if you actually observe it and become aware of it. You even have different pictures from the astral that comes into you constantly, symbols and symbolism. You can wake up so that symbolism becomes alive, so it moves, it becomes something changeable, forming. It's amazing. And you can feel everything right here and now. The sensations in your physical body. If you want to become a mystic of the physical, of the material, all you need to do is just take this as an example. You eat food and you feel the food digest down your whole system, and you know exactly what is happening through it. That is a Gnostic or mystic of materialism. Of course, you will become a whole lot of melancholic by living only in your body, because you don't have any spiritual impulses. Your body is not the generator of these things. We have them intermingled and intertwined with our physical body. We are kind of layers in that regard. First and foremost, we also exude heat, which is alive. It's life. The heat is life. It's come from the sun and from the ancient Saturn. And this heat have slowly but surely condensed down to air, and the air to water, and the water to earth. And we have condensed down so far now that we have been able to individualize the universe, the cosmos, to very specific viewpoints. Our inner world, our body, and our organs are built up by, macrocosmically, the constellation, the zodiac constellation, and our solar system. That is kind of what we are built around, condensed down. Of course, what streams outside of that is important too. It affects us in certain ways, but to a very low degree in relation to the solar system. This is just an example of what one can become aware of in the sensational things and in what we can learn in relation to how we are built up by the divine. This is a cooperation, you see. They are thinking us in a sense. We are their cosmic thoughts. I love to think it that way. And when you want to be a good thought to the divine, when you want to be a good thought to the human beings, wouldn't you want to shine in the image of the divine? It is, of course, an effort-making, constant activity. It is not something you do once and then you can rest rest is not a thing in the spiritual realm, except when we are in a, is it pralaya? Then everything stands still and we are dreaming in a sense. But when we are active, awake, to stagnate is to become ill, to become comfortable and to only absorb matter, absorb everything from the outside and barely give anything out back. Is parasitic. But if you give back with whatever you can give back with, even your energy, your aura, your being to the universe, is more than enough. People think that we need to keep up all of these shallow industries and useless stuff we have. Don't get me wrong, there are a whole lot of beautiful things. But we are using resources and we are using earthly goods for pleasure alone. And it has become kind of problematic, which is why we are a pain in the butt for them. We speak these things to make people aware of it. They can choose to care about it or not. That is up to them. But if they want to see change, if they want to see betterness, bettering of the world, bettering, not battering, we will become more harmonious with each other. We actually want to have an interest for each other, see where we're going, see what we're doing. But we need that mystery too, you know? The mystery is important. And to not share everything about oneself unless you actually feel that the person you are sharing it with is worthy of it. Because if I speak my story and I feel and sense that they do not appreciate what I'm telling them, I am gone from there. Because that is my being, that is my experiences, my life. And if they degrade it in any way in their inner world, I feel it immediately. And it's such a disrespect because we have more control over these things than we let ourselves believe that we have. What values do we truly want to have? Do we really want to degrade other human beings and be disrespectful to them and make them feel smaller just because so we can feel better in a little moment? That is bullying and that is not cool, obviously. But if you listen with your whole being to another human being, they will feel and sense that they are heard, and it's like enveloping them in a kind of love. Because you do not judge, you do not have any opinions on this, you just listen and absorb it. And when you do so, you can help them become much more balanced again. You take a part of their, this is if you choose to do this is healing. You choose to take part of their karma and help them with easing it, the pain. And by being a supporting being in their vicinity, you don't even need to necessarily speak with them. Only being in the vicinity of other human beings and groups of human beings with your individualized consciousness is enough to make people be affected by it. Every single little thing. And that is why we do this, because we know this is the case. Think about how many people are affected by each other. And think about if there came in a force that actually knows what it is doing. And it requires unconditional love. You cannot have egotism in here. You know what corruption will ensue. That is why it is so important to be highly disciplined. And that is why I take this work seriously. I take it sincerely with my whole life. And I wouldn't want it any other way, because I love this. And I wouldn't be thriving if I did something repeated every single day like we are some kind of clockwork. Any organism living like that would crumble after a certain while. It is not healthy and it is not normal. And especially not for human beings who are so unique on this planet. Angelic even. And I think this is what I had to say today. Beautiful weather outside, just have to. Thanks everyone for listening to me. May the divine guide us all on this beautiful path to evolution and growth and harmony. Love you all. Goodbye.